We're working more than ever before, and when we're not, someone's trying to sell us something, or we're having our attention stolen. When do we ever just get a chance to switch off completely? I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions. I feel if there's something you need to do, today's a better day than ever. But if you're like me, you felt an increase in hurriedness to try and get more done in a day than humanly possible. And then when you add in the technology that's meant to free up our time, it feels like there's just more distractions taking away from the ability to make a difference, to make a change, to hit your goals. In 2022, I was working full-time at the uni, studying part-time and uploading YouTube videos. I was teaching, learning, and sharing about my passion for technology, but I didn't leave enough room for life. So in 2023, I dialed it back and just worked full-time and made YouTube videos. And with your support throughout the year, I was actually able to transition to full-time YouTube, which is incredible. But with only one job for the first time in like over a decade, I found that I didn't have enough time. Why did the spare time that I've just acquired suddenly vanish? I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all to these type of situations, but I do feel that after years of changing settings on my phone and building habits around my tech use, I am so damn close to figuring out the sweet spot, and it's been on my heart to share it with you. If it helps just one other person, man, I'll be so happy. Okay, let's go over the easy changes that I've made. This will be the foundation of where I'm starting from this year, and you can implement these super easy. July 2021. I turned off all notifications on my phone except for text, calls, Facebook Messenger, and calendar. This is the easiest change to make. You don't need to know immediately that someone commented on a post or you got an email about a sale starting. Think about what's truly important and what's allowed to interrupt your attention. I then set up an automatic do not disturb overnight. There's a high chance that your notifications are not more important than sleep. Now, if you're worried about emergencies, you can make an allow list for important calls to immediately get through to your phone. And you also have a setting that if a random number calls twice within a period of time, they'll also get through. And then finally, to stop doom scrolling until 2 a.m., I put my phone on charge out of reach. This has a double benefit that when your alarm goes off in the morning, you need to get out of bed to stop it instead of just hitting snooze and rolling back to sleep. And so with the foundation of limited notifications, auto do not disturb at night, and charging my phone away from bed, I went to 2022 with more energy, focus, clarity than before, and I added more to the plate and went back to uni. Now, with a 50-hour week with my workload of work, study, and making YouTube videos, I didn't leave any room for life, and as you can imagine, it all got too much. And so in typical busy hurriedness fashion, I looked for the fastest way to get some relief. And I read about the 3-day effect, where you'll spend 3 days in nature off grid as a really quick way to reset and relax. Even though one day we got lost in the mountain because we didn't have reception for our maps.
Oh dude, we're going the completely wrong way over.
After the 3rd day, I felt a new sense of calm that I hadn't in years. Obviously getting to the point where I felt that I needed to do those 3 days wasn't good. 2022 sucked. I'd based my idea and plan for the year on optimal performance, that nothing would go wrong, that we weren't going to be understaffed at work, requiring me to put more effort in than ever before, that there would be illness with family that it required attention. I had just planned my year for perfection, which doesn't happen, which isn't life. But what I had noticed is when I looked over my YouTube uploads, that every time I had a uni break, the next video I uploaded was making something. The moments I had rest, I had enough capacity to do what I loved. And that was a life-changing realization because I've been putting off those projects because I was too busy to be able to focus and put the attention and the detail into what I need to do. A friend of mine noticed that I was doing a lot. And so he recommended this book, 4,000 Weeks, Time Management for Mortals by Oliver Burkeman. If there's one line I take away from this book, it's that rest isn't earned. That's what I needed here, really. I was always doing something more, feeling like I needed to constantly be improving and climbing, and I don't know, man, just like I never allowed myself to stop, but we're not gonna have a chance to do more unless we rest. In August of 2023, I had 2 new rules. Firstly, no phone in bed. I'd slowed the hurriedness down enough that I was able to stop and focus on reading a book. For someone that didn't read books, this took many nights, but it showed me what not using my phone before sleep feels like. My eyes are more rested, I fall asleep earlier, so I get more sleep. I then got more energy and stronger willpower the next day to stay on task and be focused, which then has a compounding effect day after day. As long as it's non-fiction or else I'm just problem solving my brain. I also then made the rule no social media before 3 p.m. This way I could stay focused on my most important work for the day and then be open to interruptions. But in that video, there was a chat with my friend Christian about how he uses a light phone to stay completely focused around friends and family. However, there's a part that I left out, and it's in this book, and it's what I just started to do, and I plan to continue into 2024.
On the weekends, I have a 24 hours where I have a complete detachment from my phone. So I turn it off and have radio silence, which I've just found has really helped my mental health. It's helped be focused, and when I'm with family, I'm spending family time. When I'm with work, I'm doing work, and so it's just sort of sectioned out my life a bit better.
1 day a week, completely unplugged and offline. But I failed. You know, there's been weekends where I've been on my phone pretty much non-stop. You know, looking at feeds that never end, shopping online for things, not switching off. Or I was distracted on my phone in the week, which means I'm now behind schedule, so I have to work on the weekend, meaning that in the next week, I'm now more tired than I was before, which then makes me work slower. So now I'm trying to catch up. And now that sense of hurry starts to kick in. So I'm not gonna play the piano because that's not very productive. I'm not gonna go for a ride because that's very enjoyable, but I don't have the time. I'm busy. And then now I'm skipping my workouts because I don't have time. So now my energy levels will start to suffer, my health, my back rehab. And all this happened because my attention was harvested by an algorithm and I wasn't focused when I needed to focus and I wasn't resting when I needed to rest. And then like in 2022, the things that bring us the most joy, like my passion projects, get pushed aside. And so I've got a theory on New Year's resolutions. See, in the period between Christmas Day and New Year's Day, there's a global slowdown, an expectation to do less work, if anything, no work for at least 1 or 2 days there. What if that gives you the space to finally start to reflect and think about your goals of what you want to do for the next year? It's the disconnect from the busyness of daily life. Like I forget what day it is in that period. What if you had that every week? What if every week you disconnected from the busyness and you had the ability to have the space to self-reflect and just come up with your ideas, your goals, your passion projects, what you want to make, the change that you seek to make in the world, or even just the hobbies that you want to have, the things you want to learn? How would your week feel with a day of offline rest? No emails, no Snapchats, you're just unplugged. I use my logo every day to find the balance between creation and consumption, and it's not easy. This doesn't have to be physical, you can be consuming other people's memories whilst trying to make your own. We often just blur that line. That means no social media, no work, no shopping, online or in person, just completely present in whatever you're doing. If there's shopping that needs to be done before Monday, it has to be done before Saturday. If there's jobs and tasks that you need to do them throughout the week. Don't let it back up on Saturday to make it spill over into the Sunday. The Sunday is for rest. It's only really the last century that shops have started opening up on Sundays. And now with online shopping, we're constantly doing stuff. We're working more than ever before. And when we're not, someone's trying to sell us something, or we're having our attention stolen. When do we ever just get a chance to switch off completely? And now, of course, there's seasons of life where you might have a newborn. You're gonna have to put all your focus into that. You start a new job, you're in an exam period at university. Of course, there's times when you're gonna be more busy and these things have to be pushed aside. And so with this as my foundation, that's how I plan to win 2024. Not with metrics or merits, but with rest. And from that comes joy and happiness, and that then sustains the ability to pursue something else. We need to protect this with our life because it is.